many here have ever done something really stupid by show of hands and knew it was stupid when you did it, and you did it anyway? And then you justified it by saying something like, oh, well, what could it hurt? Mr. Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, I'm going to share with you my stupid day. Something I did, and it was really stupid, like getting married. More to the point, it was on my wedding day. My fiancée and I decided that we wanted to get married. So we looked at our job, and in evaluating, we didn't have the finances, nor did we have the funds to allow us to have a big wedding. So we opted that we would go to the San Luis Obispo County Clerk's office and get married there. So we did. We got the necessary forms, set a date, and told family and friends. Now that day arrived, and we got there 30 minutes early, only to find out I was missing a form. So naturally you would say, well, give me a copy of the form, we'll fill it out. Their policy is you have to buy another form and reset the date. So I turned to my bride-to-be and I said, you stay here, you stall, and I'll run back and get the form. Now the ceremony was to be in 25 minutes, and it's a 20-minute drive back to Grover Beach. Well, what could it hurt? Now I'm driving down the freeway. I'm going 90, 95 miles an hour. I'm in and out of traffic. I get there. I find the form. I dash back. And I'm halfway there when I see in the rearview mirrors those dreaded red lights. So I did what any red-blooded American would do. I sped up, thinking, oh, they'll understand. What could it hurt? Now I'm on the side of the road, and I got one finger on my nose, the other arm outreached, one leg up, and I'm trying to balance and say the alphabet backwards. And that's when I noticed just on the other side of that officer, there was a car veering off to the right, and it was heading right straight towards us. So I did what I could only do, and I ran. Only to shortly to be tackled, and we started rolling and tumbling into the dirt. Now there was some slapping, I think, maybe some elbowing going on. But as I'm laying there now with his knee in my back, I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's a good idea to put my hands behind my back. What could it hurt? Now I'm in the county jail with the biggest, fattest bruisers you ever did see. One of them says, why are you here? Now I'm a little bit disshuffled and kind of a little bit dismayed as how I even got here, and I said speeding. Now they thought this was the funniest thing that they ever did here. And they were just laughing. Now I can't tell you today why I just didn't keep my big mouth shut. So I piped up and I said, well, I was also resisting arrest, reckless endangerment, and assaulting an officer. And that's when the biggest, baddest one stood up, marched over to me, he bent down, put his nose to my nose, and he started poking me real hard in the chest, and I'm backing up against the bars. And he says to me, show me how ya, and his fault was a cop. Now, I don't know when the rational switch got turned off here. But I'm thinking slapping him was a good thing. What could it hurt? Now all I see is white lights. I hear a faint voice in the background. And I'm opening my eyes and I'm coming to and I realize I'm in a doctor's office. And the doctor's talking to me. And he says, you know, your cellmate said that you took a nasty spill in the cell there. But the lump on your head will go away, in a couple months. The swelling around your eye will go down in about a week. You know, those stitches in your upper lip won't even be noticeable in a couple years. And you can take the packing out of your nose anytime tonight. Now the fine officers are outside, and they're waiting to take you back. Did you have any last questions? And I said, yeah, you got a back door. Thinking, what could it hurt? Now I'm in the courtroom. The judge is up there, and she's reading off my sentences. She says, Mr. Raymond, you are speeding, reckless endangerment, resisting arrest, insulting an officer, and starting a riot in our fine jail. How do you plead? Well, now the public defender and I stood up simultaneously, and we both spoke, and he said, he's not guilty, Your Honor. And I said, guilty, Your Honor. That got her attention. She said, now, Mr. Raymond, you're going to have to explain that. So, with the one good eye starting to tear up, my bottom lip quivering, and my upper lip still numb, and the packing still in my nose, I decided that I would give her the whole sort of details. And then I ended by saying, you can even call my girlfriend. Thinking, what could it hurt? Now I'm in the judge's chamber. There's a bailiff, a court stenographer, my lawyer, the judge, and my fiancée. And she says, all the charges have been dropped except for the speeding charge. And we took up a collection here if you still decided that you wanted to get married today. Pretty sweet, huh? Let me share with you the last thing I said. I do. What can it hurt?
While the judges score their ballots and let them recognize